Yeah, I was trying to hit this. I guess I could take one.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the World Championship.
They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
Nobody will ever come catch me. I'm just trying to be myself.
Welcome to Wolves After Dark. I'm your host, Ashwin. Cameron's off tonight. And scheduled win. I think it's great to kind of start off the gates and set the tone defensively and kind of just take this game by the horns and pull off a 20-point lead, early point lead. Pretty sensational. We just kept chucking threes and making them and early in transition as well, or in the flow of the offense. Pretty cool to see. Unfortunately, the lead kind of became single digits, I think, at one point. And it was kind of cool after halftime to kind of put this game to bed. I think Ant was on a mission early. Gobert kind of like toughened up a bit. And I think the defensive intensity regained its composure back to a 20-point lead or so and ended up winning 127-102 against the Portland Trailblazers. I'm doing this on one screen without a friend. So please bear with me on some of these things. One of the keys to this game was just kind of putting this game out early, and so that we can see some of the youth, because this is on the back end of a back-to-back. We didn't really do that, or we weren't really comfortable with any lead until like 4 minutes left in the fourth, which was growing pains, in my opinion. But at the same time, Portland is going to lose a majority of their games this year. It's kind of unfortunate they're not really playing Klingon a lot, and they're playing Batten in the fourth quarter only. It's like really weird and strange. They have a lot of players that could probably be role players, or if not starters, on other teams. And I don't really know what their team's identity is. They might be the scapegoat of the West, because them and Utah, I would say, because the rest of the division are some of the best teams in the league. Or are really, with Denver kind of finding themselves right now. And the rest of the West is just incapable of like relinquishing any ground, because majority of the teams, 10 to 12 teams out of the West, are already at 500, if not above. Meanwhile, in the East, there's like 5 teams above, at 500 or above, right? So it's quite a tale of two different conferences. We play Portland 3 times in the next like 6 or 7 days. Buckle up. I really hope that we take care of all 3 of these games. 2 out of 3, I don't think is going to be enough. I think this is going to be a test of us, like kind of playing to our strengths rather than playing down to the level of competition. Welcome everyone to the stream. I am trying to find an overlay or two. Look at this. There it is. And let's get to some of the comments. Charlie Barley, welcome, my guys. So welcome everyone to the show. This will be a short show. Not a whole lot to really kind of dissect, but we can kind of play through a couple plays and kind of just like walk through trends. I think there's also kind of a good sample size. We're 10 games, 10 games in. We kind of see a little bit who we are and what are like the biggest kind of like weaknesses. And came back from Paris and deciding to become Michael Jordan Curry. Another like outstanding, I wouldn't say key. It's a key to this team. It's a key to trending Anthony Edwards, and he is top dogging it in the league in terms of 3-point attempts and makes. Averaging 5 makes a game. Oh my God, that's all we wanted from Cat, and we're getting that from Ant, and it's awesome to see, especially when they go in. Oh boy. That was 9 for 15 from 3. We shot 50 threes tonight. I could have been 51, but they let the time expire or whatever. So they're 25. So exactly double the amount of threes that Portland took. And Portland's a young team. Portland should be chucking threes. As Chauncey Billups living in the past, he might be. I can't believe he's still kind of coaching that team, but maybe he's given a pass because the team is so bad. They're just desperate for any sort of like top tier talent from the draft. So maybe there's a little like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Play terribly, get Cooper Flag, and then maybe we can reassess your position. 6 for 25 from 3 from Portland, 22 for 50 from the Timberwolves, including 9 threes from Ant, outdoing Portland by himself. Scoot looks way better this year than last. Yeah, I don't know what was going on last year, but I think the bench has kind of suited him a bit. I think he has like the green light when he gets in, rather than young players when they are given the reins and they have the ball in their hands. They're trying to fight for their points and fight for their possessions and their stats, but because they're forced to distribute the ball to everyone else and get everyone else involved. It's a skill to find yours in the offense, and actually, it's good to be aggressive, and so it's good for Scoot to get something. But he didn't look. I actually think that he was the only one that was like looking the part in the first quarter for them. But yeah, hey Butterfly, welcome back. If Ant wants to keep shooting like Steph Curry, then we gonna let him. Julius Randle. Pistons won tonight too. We love Piston wins. We do love Piston wins. I love to hear that. Also, what a weird night in the NBA. Tons of blowouts. At one point, I think Golden State was losing by like 40, if not 50, to Cleveland, which is awesome. I love that Cleveland team. I think Kenny Atkinson is a totally super underrated coach. And I think he really turned that Nets team around. Now the Nets are doing something else. But Blazers are going the way of the Sixers. They're processing. Who are they currently keeping under wrap? Like not playing Klingon, right? Maybe they want to play Klingon, or maybe Klingon's like kind of playing a role, but they don't want to play him too much because he might be too strong. I don't know. I haven't seen enough to really assert or assess what he is. But a two-time, NCAA winning champion, like, should deserve more time than what he's getting. Kind of a crazy start to the rookies, right? This year, like we don't really have any big standouts. I think Zachary Ricochet went for like 30 something at one point this year, maybe the most recent game. And I think their Ryan Dunn from Phoenix is kind of looking great. Not many others, and maybe by choice from the regimes of the NBA. Like every win is so important to like kind of trust a little bit of a rookie, like the growing pains and the growth of rookies are might be found in the mid part of the season rather than early parts of the season. And that's kind of what I'm hanging my hopes on with Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr. I hope that they're going to get time. But and this was a perfect game for that. Oh my God. I was kind of just pulling the hair off my I was pissed off that we didn't see a whole lot of them, but it was like, hey, we got some time, and it was awesome to see how fast Dillingham is, and got engaged instantly. Hitting a three, getting like sick layup, and awesome passing. The way that Conley plays compared to Dillingham is not even night and day. It's like night and night, bite. Let's just play Dillingham. Let's just start someone else. We love Conley, but not every game needs a Conley. Like this was a game that just had DNA of Ron Dillingham getting 20 points, 10 rebounds, or 10 assists, like straight up. I was, well, we better see that in Portland because they're coming back, or we're going to Portland soon after this Miami game on Sunday, I believe. And we better see some Dillingham minutes there because we can blow this team out. We saw it. We kind of showed up early in the game. So like that, there's no excuse now. Culture, fitting everyone in, bullshit. Like we can blow this team out, and now we have to. Like now it just has to be our expectation, our floor is to blow this team out and play. And if it's going to be on Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards, Gobert, like this is your responsibility to blow this team out. So then you get a Dillingham sequence, right? You get Dillingham and Shannon Jr. out in the game early. I will blame them more so than I blame Finch if that doesn't happen. I'm behind on comments, about 6 or 7 minutes behind. I'm gonna feel bad for the Blazers if we do win all of them, but Wolves come before any team, of course. Hey, we're rooting for Blazers just in a nutshell. I'm out in Seattle, so Portland's the local team. Oh, it's so sad and embarrassing for the NBA. But Portland has awesome fan base and killer stadium or killer arena, Moda Center, right? So I just think that team deserves something because they had like the Brandon Roy stuff and uh, Damian Lillard was sweet. It was an awesome. Ah, I don't care. I don't care about talking about the Blazers, but it's just maybe next year, maybe next time. Maybe they need a lot of talent though. Yeah. Also, Cat hooping in New York. He's playing aggressive. Reminds me of All NBA Cap. I mean, with the injuries galore in the East, it seems like the Knicks have a chance in the East. Let alone their strength of their team, but like they could really make some noise in the East. And I think when your box score looks like it does, with Cat taking 8 threes, 10 threes, getting the line 5 to 7 times, and also scoring 30 points, 20 shots. Ooh, that's what we loved about Cat when he was insanely aggressive and when he was really looking for a shot and a double double. And sometimes we actually miss Cat out here because the rebounds are kind of a premium, right? Like teams are missing shots, they're chucking and they're going long. That's a guard's responsibility. That's a small forward's responsibility to get those boards. And yeah, Gobert gets his 15 rebounds. Awesome. That's awesome to see. Like no one else had more than 6, and it wasn't like there weren't any rebounds there. There were so many rebounds. So it's like we missed a little bit of size out there, and I think we're still kind of growing into our new like kind of stout defense stance. And I think our offense is ahead of our defense, which is a pretty silly term or silly way of saying like we're just shooting threes and they're going in. And that helps kind of offset some of our defensive issues. And that's in my opinion. But maybe yeah, hey yo, ST2is. I wish I knew how to pronounce your name because it's so cool looking. And would have easily had 40 plus if we weren't blowing them out so badly. It might have been cheating. Jesus. Yes, Scott. Welcome to the show, my friend. Yeah, Scott Gibson. Cool. Welcome to the show. Dillingham looked great. I think it is what is it? It's Fitchin's responsibility to include him in like sets where he has starters. Because his deficiencies are going to be exploited against like a regular starting lineup until he gets stronger, until he gets a little bit more stronger IQ wise as well defensively. But there's no reason or no excuse warranted to not have him play early in the game with starters. I think he can really just speed up the offense. Dude, in the second quarter, the game was a snail's pace. We were missing shots. We were playing Conley big minutes in the second quarter with Randall and Gobert. No Ant means there's no offense to be found. We were like kind of struggling with like whose turn is it now? Who's trying to find someone to shoot? Had a couple turnovers there, and like this is like not fun to look at and watch and kind of be excited about. Hey, inject a little youth, speed, tenacity, and just shiftiness. Dillingham is going to be such a impactful role player for our team this year. I want to guarantee it, like Charles Barkley, but I don't know. I kind of do we need to beat a team by 30 for him to show up? I don't think that's fair. Anyways, yeah, I was excited to come here, become my favorite Wolves podcast. Thank you so much. We're gonna cruise through some of these. Gerald with the Finches sucks. Yeah, I mean, I don't want another coach though, Gerald. That is actually absolute fact. I don't want another coach. I think it's also the starters' responsibility to play as hard as they possibly can to blow this team, blow the opposition out, so we can get guaranteed mids for Dillingham. But I agree that, and I just said it, Dillingham, Shannon Jr., they deserve time. I think I just think so. I don't really need to see Dozier out there. Luka's a nice, victory cigar. But defensively, he is worse than Nas, and Nas is pretty bad defensively. He showed up at least offensively in the first half. But the fouling, the turnovers, and the complaining, and the lack of boxing out pisses me off from Naz Reid. Looking at the box score, though, shooting 50% from the floor, 44% from three, getting the line just like a dozen times or so. Pretty interesting recipe for a win, for a blowout. It would have been really cool to, like, when the game was slow, to get Portland in foul trouble. That's like a really basic, fundamental Phil Jackson recipe for success, right? Like, if the shot's not going in, get down low, get the fouls, get in the bonus out early, and then like that helps your stars get going by getting free throws. I don't know, man. Right? Like, I didn't see that. I didn't see any sort of desperation to just kill this team, but it was great to see. Nonetheless, a win. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to go to the tier list. Just catching up with the rest of the comments. Yo, is Cecil like a dating app or something? What is it? Paying for? I think that's their motto or their slogan is Cecil's paying for. I really liked Aura. It looked cool, and I think the brand fit. But Cecil is a payment structure app. That's all I know, and it's a really stupid sounding app. It would be amazing if it was a dating app and you could pay for your dates in 4 easy payments of more dates. That'd be sick. Like someone said, Mike Roll has been reduced. Oh yeah, so Mike's role has been reduced. He doesn't need the, and it's kind of maybe unfamiliar territory for him. Oh, sorry. And only ones like who can get Rudy the ball. It seems like the whole team got better at passing him. It works. Nas is passing to Gobert. There was a sick ant oop to Nas. That was cool. That was probably the first time that that Nas has had an alley oop in his career. Like, he doesn't really jump high, like, so it was kind of a suspect toss oop attempt. Anyways, that was fun though. Ant is the MVP. Ben Ryder, absolutely. Or are you having an acid flashback? Weren't you not supposed to be here tonight, Marcus? Anyways, it's great to see you. And I don't know, maybe I have this like weird strobe-ish light here that my hand is kind of covering now. And I have this like new light that I'm playing with. I have a lamp right there. But someone commented on my lighting the other day, and so I'm trying this out again. It's the lack of beard. It is pretty trippy. It's tripping me out. I don't even know who the fuck I am right now. Just pretend there's just a mound of dead hair right there. Well, is there a Discord link? Shoot. Is it not in chat? Let me get that for you, my friend. It would be so awesome to have you join us. Here's a link that's going to last all of like a day or so. Please join us. It'd be great to have you in there. Oh, in the video notes. Nice. Thank you, Marcus. But yeah, in the Discord, shout out the Discord. We do over-unders. Thank you, the big boy, MVP of the Discord, Gerald, coming in with videos. It's awesome to always have that support and just kind of build community. We need community more than ever, starting yesterday, and it's great to have that. We're a small show. Like, there's so many other Wolves shows that are just so much more prominent, and they have like live shows, and they have sponsors and all that stuff, right? We don't do that, but we're also kind of doing this casually because we want to keep it community forward, right? And I also think that while our growth is kind of like steadily just like inching, that's kind of how we want it, because we might not go live after every show. Like, case in point, Cameron's not here tonight. I won't be here on Sunday, and I probably won't be here the rest of the week because also Cameron's in Portland, so we won't have shows after the Portland games, I don't think. So you're gonna have to keep yourselves company. But also, tune up to those other shows. It's awesome. And we used to have the Timberwolves Daily Shadow Coop. Miss you, Coop. But we don't have all of that, but we have like B, 2 E's, 2 N's, or whatever. Began, whatever that guy's name is. Ben Began. And Damon and all those people. I mean, just show support to the community. It's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. To the tier list, because I don't know what the hell I was going on about there just now. Share screen. There we are. My untruncated tier list. Right before the show, I pulled up an old tier list that had Malik Beasley, and D'Lo, and Vando. Whoops! Almost went live with that 2022 roster. Yeah. Oh man, it's all you guys. Coop, shout out Coop. Wad B Squad. Yeah, man. You get as much Wolf content as you can get. Yeah, I mean, this is a good time to like kind of ride it. I remember joining Wolves communities in 2007 when I wanted to draft Joakim Noah, and we went Corey Brewer. And I wasn't mad, but I was like, am I wrong in my thinking that I think Joakim Noah is the best available? Where we had Kevin Garnett still, and I was like, oh, I need to go somewhere to just express my thoughts. And there was an ESPN forum board, and there was like some other Rube chat off of KFN. Oh, 2 thumbs down, Rube chat. But I found like a place to like be really obsessive about Timberwolves, and I just became obsessed. I didn't have cable. I would listen to Kevin Harlan, Alan Horton, right, Trent Tucker on the radio, on KFN. Sometimes when they had the broadcast, I'm like, was it Fox 9 or 29 at the time or whatever, KSTV or doesn't matter. And WB 23, I think they had games on that station. And then I just became so damn obsessed right then and there because I felt like I was right. I saw the Bulls just flourish. It's like I was right. I knew I was right. And let me just express my thoughts all the time. You were also a Noah stan. Nice. Because of my solo screen, I'm going to be kind of missing comments every so often. I'll be checking in, but kind of go through some stats. I'll kind of go very quickly with this because this could be like an hour show, and just point me to the exit if I do. Starting with PJ Dozier. I don't even think he's on this tier list. That's all right. Sick is Luka Garza's minutes. He didn't waste any time. Anytime the ball was in his hands, he shot it up. Took 6 shots, missed all 3 threes. Went to the free throw line, missed that, but he had some sick putbacks, including that and one that, I believe that's a B for Garza. Dillingham was perfect from the floor in 6 minutes. That should have been 16 minutes. 7 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 3. Oh, man. It's just a matter of time, dude. This kid is so patient. I think I would be a little pissed off if I was drafted top 10 lottery. My team is blowing out a motherfucking team. What? I can do so much right now. The team is struggling to score for 6 minutes straight in the second quarter. What? Coach, put me in. I can do so much right now. I just can't wait for the days where we don't have to really question it. He's in the rotation. That's coming soon. Probably after the in-season tournament, probably maybe just before the trade deadline, we're going to find our groove with 8 or 9 folk or players, and then maybe there's an injury, unfortunate injury here or there. Dillingham will find a role, but I just can't. I love him. In fact, he's an A. In fact, he's cash. Fuck it. He is so good. He is so good. And his passing was on point. Speaking of cash, we missed Grady tonight. I think Marty Gellner, hell of a person, hell of a, part of Timberwolves lore. Not the best commentator, at least tonight. It didn't feel like there was any chemistry between her and Jim Peterson, even though they've had decades worth. Didn't care for the broadcast, but it is such semantics. Don't care. Terrence Shannon Jr., 4 minutes, 2 assists. Whoa, this boy is a B. I think he's going to be a jolt of energy whenever he gets on the court. I think he's amazing, but we all know that. We're all rooting for him. Joe Ingles didn't see the court because he's old. Josh Minot getting more time than the other bench players. And for the first stint, I think he had like 6 minutes or so, 7 minutes. He didn't take a shot. He was a bunch of zeros. And then the last stint, he took a 3, missed it. And then I think he got a transition layup that went off or was goaltending. So he didn't officially score a bucket, or he officially scored a bucket, but it was at the hands of the referees, which of course I think Marnie Gollner squandered and miscalled. It's okay. I'm going to give him a meh. I want to see him succeed, but I think I'm kind of biased with the Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr. minutes over Minot. But I do like that Minot's getting burned over Joe Ingles. Speaking of which, maybe old tier gets pushed down a notch tonight. Now for the starters off the bench, 7, 8, and 9. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, motherfucking everywhere. B. Could be an A. He's kind of one of our better players this year. But I'm giving him a B. I'm going to put him ahead of everyone here. I might be going too fast. Hey, it might be a time to check in back with all of you. And did I say Eric? Massive dub for the Wolves After Dark membership. That is insane, unbelievably kind. I want to say something very heartfelt here. It is so awesome to have you guys here after wins, after losses, after 50-point blowouts. Truly is why we do it, is because we see familiar faces. We engage with you guys on the Discord. It feels like home. I am so freaking lonely in Seattle. Like, if I was back home, I'd have I'd have some friends and everything. But like out here in Seattle, I have a lot of people here, but they're not sports. They're not sports fanatics. They don't care about basketball. They know I do. And they kind of just recluse themselves from experiencing and kind of like sharing in that joy with me. So I'm kind of just, and Cameron's here, but we get together seldomly, right? And he's so stupidly busy. It is so fun to be here with you all and cherish these kind of these culture building moments with the team. And as this team is now locked into a winning franchise, past few years have been kind of awesome to kind of see this team grow. Holy crap, we almost bottomed out. Wiggins, Wiggins, Levine, Cat, like that could have been our future, should have been our future. Didn't result in anything except for a lot of disappointment. And so to see what we got out of 2020 draft and building it from it and experimenting along the way with even coaching staffs. Oh man. But Rosas put together a foundation, and now we are reaping its rewards. Winning basketball cures a lot. And so it's been so joyful to be a part of this Timberwolves faithful, as well as the Timberwolves future of the season and beyond. And it's just so awesome to have you guys here. Every membership, every $1-ish donated to our stream, in some fashion, will go directly back to you guys. We're not here making a dime. And if we do, we will tell you about it. It's not happening. Like, it's going right back to you for some merchandise, for tickets, for giveaways, for playoff tickets. We did that last year. We kind of emptied our well last year. So we're gonna build some of that back up and have some big giveaways soon. So every dollar does help, but it helps all of you. So can't wait to do all that, and maybe we'll do some of that soon. But thank you so much for your support, Eric, and everyone else. Okay, moving back down to catch up. Dilly Dollars, yes. Rob peddled decent stats for like 6 minutes. Hell yeah. No Ingles, no. That old tier needs to be moved under Wancho for sure tonight. Yes. All right, cool. We'll do that. We'll do that. And fuck yeah, baby, that was fire. Hey man, I'm in my hometown and I'm a lonely dude. I think it's part of being unmarried and pushing middle age. That is right. Hey Mark, we can hang out if you ever want some company. I would always appreciate it too. So moving back to the tier list, that was too deep for me. All right, what? Sometimes I like to kind of break down like halftime stats and like what happened in the later half of the game and quarter by quarter numbers. Like I like read through it, but I'm not really going to do that tonight. Just because of just being able to just do this all my own. Naz Reid, hell of a first half, and then I think it was kind of a busted second half, but he had a really fast shot tonight. It was great to see. He's had kind of a very volatile season of like being hot, being cold, kind of being in between. I'm gonna give him a B. And you're right. I think Gerald, I think I'm gonna put O below Wancho. And I just think defensively he should be a man, even a D'Lo. The late minutes right before we got him subbed out, he just stopped giving a shit. But like, there was a reason why he was still out there. There's a reason why he was playing with Julius. It dawned on me like, why aren't the youth playing? But it's like we want to get a little bit more rep with Nas and Julius just like working together. So they're doing post-ups for Julius, Nas on the wing to get like the ball, They didn't really capitalize that much on it. But his offense was on point. So I'm going to give him a B, but he's probably lowest of B's. DiVincenzo is awesome. He is 14 points, 7 assists, a steal, 4 for 11 from 3, and he only shot 3s. I'm giving him an A. It's sub 40% from 3, but I do not care. That's unbelievable. Off the bench, 7 assists for Dante DiVincenzo. I love this man. I think he's also becoming kind of a crowd favorite. I just gotta say, I think he's very hustle forward, and I think we need just more of that. I also think he talks a lot too to his teammates, and we need a lot more of that too. That's the bench. On to the starters. Rapid fire starter time. Mike Conley, 18 points, 1 for 7 from the floor, 2 points, 2 assists, 1 steal. Kind of a bad game for Mike Conley. I'm not going to spit two shits about it. He's old tier. Because he's old, he shouldn't have been playing this game. He just played last night, and he was great last night, right? Wasn't he just like, he was very relevant. And we weren't supposed to like be down versus Chicago, but we're going to lose games. We're going to be down, and we're going to be desperate versus teams like the Chicago Bulls, like the Blazers. And I don't think it's Conley. Conley's not going to be the one who's like, and now we're back in. It's going to be someone who's like high energy, like gritty kind of defense, getting out in transition. And like Conley is like steady as the ship once it's like there, right? Unless he's also now playing off ball and making shots, but he's not doing that. So there's like such a like an irrelevant role for him and purpose when he's on the court when we're up big and we're against a younger team on the back end of a back-to-back. Like these are like multiple reasons why he shouldn't have been playing. I don't know. Who the hell am I? Right, Finch? Stop looking at me. Finch. I'm gonna give Finch a D-Lo tonight. Jaden McDaniels, he took a charge tonight. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Kind of an all-around average game, Andre Kirilenko-like game. Nothing outstanding offensively. It might be the theme of the season is how do we get Jaden involved in the game? How do we get Jaden involved in the game? How do we push him to be more aggressive and more assertive when the ball's in his hands? Can he be more reliable on from 3? He made his first 3 of the game. That was awesome. But that's kind of the theme for Jaden. And I put him in med tier because I'm rooting for him hard. I'm such a fan of his, but could have been just that much more productive. Rudy Gobert, after one of his better games this season, he puts together an 8 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 block shots, 2 of them pretty. I think all 3 of his block shots were in the first quarter, but they were also in rapid succession. 4 for 5 from the floor. Pretty awesome. There was a possession where I think Julius Randle and him were just missing shots, and he got a bunch of boards there. But 4 offensive rebounds is pretty sick. Didn't go to the line at all. He got into foul trouble early. And I think we even challenged a call that was an obvious call just to like avoid him getting his 3rd or 4th. When he puts his finger up and says challenge this shit. I think Gobert is just a little too headstrong. And I think he thinks he knows what he's doing more than he's showing. And I think he's a step too slow. It's old tier for Rudy Gobert. But I think Rudy Gobert pushes up old tier a notch above Juancho. I think he is just that good on his own, despite being on the court. He's the one who's ending possessions for the offense, or for the for our defense. And then I think he's just one of the keys to the game was like stopping Ayton and stopping Simons from like really popping off. They didn't have a game tonight, right? Of course they were going to struggle, but like they weren't going to get open shots like Chicago did. Holy shit, like Chicago did. I think Rudy Gobert had a big impact on dribble penetration to get others involved, and their 3-point stroke wasn't there because they weren't shooting them. So like they were forced into very contested mid-range shots, if at all. And that's Gobert. That's a Gobert factor. Julius Randle, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, 3 for 6 from 3, including I think 2 just absolute nothing but net swishes. Like they didn't even touch it barely touched the net. Great. Like how does the shot become that precise? Pretty insane. Must be shooting 1,000 threes a day. Incredible. 3 for 6. That's awesome. That's what I want out of Julius Randle. That's actually more than I expect. The one thing that I miss is rebounding. He had 3 offensive rebounds, including a couple of his own. Off of misses and a couple of free throws, which is great. In a game where we only got to the line a dozen times, it's not enough, especially for big Julius Randle. But 4 assists, that's my favorite part of his game. I'm going to give this guy a B. I'm going to put this guy above Nas, but below Terrence Shannon Jr. Back to the chat for just a quick sec. 9,000 rebounds. Rudy is an A. Finch A tier. Jaden's a B. What am I doing wrong? Ant is cash. The season is looking like an A1 MVP. Randall is a B. Okay, cool. So what am I doing wrong with Rudy? I did bring up old tier. Maybe I'll put him in Matt just because I don't want to be wrong, I don't want to be wrong. Disappoint the fan. All 78 of you guys here. Whoa. 45 of you off of X. That's sweet. Hey, if you're on Twitter or X, it might be time to sunset that software or that app and join us on YouTube, man. It'd be sweet to have you. Wolves After Dark on YouTube. We go live after most games. Cool. And Edwards could get MVP. Whoa, butterfly. Let's maybe talk about that as the season progresses, because that's going to be in the conversation. Bill Simmons and Joe House, I think, ranked like the top 25 players in the NBA. I actually kind of love that kind of content. I don't know why. Oh my God, just put my boy at the top of the list. Where do we stand? He put Chet Holmgren as player 20 in the top 25, which is pretty nuts. But after like the first few that were pretty set in stone, LeBron James is like number 15 or 16 or something like that. Ant is number 8. And like Joe House argued that he could be 6 or 7. So it's like, all right, that's pretty awesome. He's moving up the ranks of what, general NBA surveyors and podcasters and content creators think and say about the NBA. That's pretty sick. We don't need to have that validation or verification because who the fuck are they? But like on the court, he is killing it. He is definitely carrying this team offensively for sure. And he's one of the best two-way players in the league. Isn't that something? Anthony Edwards is one of the best two-way players in the league. That might be a little bit of just bias, but tell me more. Tell me more reliable. Tell me players that do it on both ends consistently. It will have moments of lapses, but like, my gosh. Anthony Edwards tonight. In 30 minutes, a team high plus 29. 37 points on 12 of 22 from the floor, 9 for 15, efficient night from 3. Hit a couple free throws. More importantly, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, a block, a few too many turnovers, but we will deal with it when you're able to just be mesmerizing out there on the court. He was amazing. He is cash. It's not an A1 performance because I think we were kind of expecting to win this game. And even if he got 40, even if he probably even got like close to 50, I might not put him in A1 game because unless he did something insane. Hitting that threes is pretty nuts though. And he's having an A1 season. He's having his best season. Oh my God. He's having his career year already from 3. I think it was like at his age, the most threes made, and it was like Curry every year. And then like in between it, spliced Anthony Edwards. It's like he's changed something about his game. He's kind of, as Jim Peterson mentioned, eradicated a lot of the deep twos, fadeaways that were just kind of empty, like empty possessions, kind of get in his bag to show off more of his tool set. In a lot of ways, he's not wrong for doing that shot because that shot is now defended and it's defendable, but it's also kind of unguardable in the same time because it's a fadeaway and he's so well versed at that. But now he's kind of picked up the floater. He's picked up the slow-mo, slow-footed, like, Euro. And then he is just step back threeing like nothing else. And one of the best plays of the night, holy crap, chef's kiss, was a peel around off of a Rudy Gobert screen into a catch and shoot 3. That's our MVP right there. A 2-guard playing like a 2-guard, not playing just like with the ball in his hands in high usage. Off the catch. Whew. My favorite play of the night. And when Ant is shooting like that off the dribble, fucking A, awesome. Transition threes, awesome. When he's driving to the rim like he was early tonight, oh my God, more of that. Inject that into my veins. Getting to the line, that's great. But when he's catching, shooting threes, peeling off a screen, it is going to change the trajectory of this team. Guaranteed. Oh, I think Whirly Squirrely. I think it was just out of the spite that he didn't play the youth. He didn't play the young players until 4 minutes in the game. He's probably a B. We typically don't even grade the coaching staff. Hi, Luke. What's up, Luke? I also love Julius's passing. It's so in control. There was a couple turnovers here. That's because sometimes his handle can be a little too high. He's a high dribbler. His push shot, pretty freaking reliable. I don't understand it. Don't need to. It's very reliable. And cool. As we are approaching 40-ish minutes on the stream, shouldn't he be in the old category then? There it is. We have locked it in. For you podcast listeners at home and cash tier, we have Anthony Edwards and Rob Dillingham, Dilly Boy. In A tier, we have Dante DiVincenzo. And B tier, we have the bulk of our team off the bench: Luca, Terrence Shannon Jr., Naz Reid, Julius Randle. In Matt tier, we have Jaden, Minot, and Big Ruflex Gobert. And then old tier, the dynamic old tier. Moved below D-Lo tier tonight. Features did not play old Jingles. What's the name? Joe Ingles. And Conley, who had kind of just an old game. Just an old game. And Finch for playing old man Conley far too much. And I'm older than Conley, so I shouldn't be calling him old. But at least on this roster, when he's twice the age of Dillingham, that's so nutty. Oh man. All right, that's the tier list, my friends. And whoa, slightly better, worse, preferred. Rudy is an A or B, says Cites. Good win. That was great. It was great to see it. Okay, I'm convinced. I am sorry. I'm moving him up. To a B. And I am I didn't have any conversation with Cameron tonight, so I maybe I could have referred to the commentary a little bit more. I'm sorry about that. All right. Hey, he's French. He has to go down a peg. Hey, see, do I actually go down to meh just because of French? No, I'm just kidding. Whoa. Alrighty. We are taking this tier list very seriously. So, snapshot in time. Oh, I'm moving things and you have no idea because I stopped sharing the screen. Rudy's a B tier now. Just trust me on it. And I think that'll be it from us. You think Jimmy gonna guard Ant next game? I think so. I would like to think he's gonna be on Julius Randle early, and then he'll get switched on Ant for sure. And it's gonna be awesome to see it. It's gonna be so awesome to see. Miami haven't really looked too far down the East standings. We could do that together right now, but maybe on another time. Maybe after the Portland week, the week of Portland Trailblazing, when Cameron and I get back, because he's going to go to Portland and watch those games with his father. That's awesome. What a cool thing to do. Back-to-back games in Portland. Isn't that sick? That's going to be so much fun for him. And I'm just out. I'm out doing things. Unfortunately, unable to make it for those streams. But on Sunday, Cameron will be here, and we'll break down that game. I think it's going to be Miami and in Target Center. It's going to be great. It's going to be loud. And I don't know if I don't know when the Vikings play or who the Vikings play, but it's going to be pretty fun. I don't know where they are even. Maybe I should just check that out right now. Stop just talking. And NFL, we play Jacksonville, 10 a.m. in Jacksonville. Okay. So I was gonna say that it would be it's sick night and sick day in Minneapolis if we were playing it in playing in downtown Minneapolis for both games. So all right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for being here. It was great. Great game. Started out really hot. A little worried there in the middle there when we brought it back down to single digits, playing very slow. Didn't bring the young guys off the bench for a spurt. It's weird to say that we're relying a lot on Ant still, but it's like kind of expecting Ant to just pop off. But he knows it. He lives up to it, and he's blowing expectations out of the water. Even 37 points, pretty insane on insane efficiency. We love it. We love to see it, and we're only growing. Like as a team, as a community, even we're only growing here, and these next 3 games should be wins against Miami, where we don't have Cat to like completely dominate Bam. But I think we shoot the 3 better than them. I think we are kind of expected to be a little bit more. I think we're bullies more than they are too. Like Jimmy's just fake, and Bam Adebayo doesn't really play as like hard or as tough as like an Anthony Davis. So even though I feel like they have similar skill sets, and I don't really trust in any of their other players. They have some nice players, nice youth players, but like young players. But like I don't know. I don't know if Hero's even playing right now. So I do expect to win, and 2 out of 3 would be great. But like I'm expecting dub. That's going to get our record up. That's going to put us up in like the top 5. Of the standings probably, and that's good. That's good company to be in because wow, you need these wins because we're going to face up against OKC, against Golden State soon, and we're going to need those wins to offset potential losses that are to those teams too, right? Like, I'm not saying that those games are not going to be wins, but I'm saying they have a little bit more cohesiveness in their playing like it, at least this year. Holy crap, OKC is undefeated still, and Cleveland is as well. Wow, good for them. I did. I hated the trade when we did it. We had to root for him because we got the player. He got injured, as he does, and really kind of put this franchise in a bit of a... We put a pin on this franchise for a year and a half while we were figuring things out. He really kind of embarrassed us. I hate him. I'm sorry. You can take his side on, and I don't care. It's fine. No Jimmy slander, says Butterfly. I don't really talk about him anymore. I don't really consider him anything. I don't care. So maybe that's enough for me on that. And Jimmy Butler injured his ankle tonight. So if he injured his ankle tonight, we're not seeing him on Sunday. Generally, soreness did not play. That's my expectation. I'm putting money on it. His hair is stupid too. Let's just get him at every angle of tonight. All right, guys. Enough of this. Enjoy your weekend. Ooh, the weekend has started, if not already. Hope you enjoy your time with you and yours. Be kind to each other, and see you in Discord and on the next stream. Until then, peace out. I don't know how to end this, but 52 wins still in play. Outro as the intro as the outro. The intro is now an old intro, but I didn't know how to change it. And I think Cameron's out, so he'll change it for the next time. Guaranteed Jazz stream. Jazz is back. Let's get hyped for Jazz. All right.
Yo, trying to hit this. I guess I could take one. I could take much more.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the world championship.
They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
Nobody will ever come catch me. I'm just trying to be myself.